that's a bit better than the 30-second countdown, isn't it? Fair play. Good work, Simon.
It's getting there.
But yes, work in progress, but it's not a bad first draft, is it? Let's be fair.
That's right. It's not bad for a starter. When the season starts now, I expect perfection.
Yes. Good evening, all. Quite a few viewers there already. I'll dive into the chat in a second. But don't adjust your sets. It is a Wednesday evening. Me and Rhys have jumped on tonight because obviously there's been a pre-season friendly. I think a lot of people in the WhatsApp group had difficulties trying to watch it. But I think the majority have seen bits and pieces of it anyway. So, what was your initial thoughts, mate? Good workout?
I think it's a perfect first game friendly. I said to you earlier, pre-season, it's normally two English sides sort of thing, and they're both apprehensive about leaving a foot in or going 100%. So you don't get that initial. It takes 3 or 4 games before you get that sort of challenge. I thought they were very physical, which is something we're going to have to get used to, which is great. I think they put us under pressure a few times. I think it was a great run-out, really. I think got some good minutes in the legs, and I was happy with the performance in some regards. And I think it did show 1 or 2 things we got to tweak. But other than that, I was pretty impressed with the first friendly.
Yeah, we'll dive into the sides now because obviously there was 2 sides first half and side second half, but we'll dive straight into the chat because there's quite a few comments there already. Steve Davis, good evening, buddy. He says, hi guys, good run out against the Malaysian champions. James asked if he watched the game. Paul said he's seen Ruben's free kick, decent goal. It was a good strike. I don't think anybody, when the free kick was given, I don't think anybody was getting the ball off him, to be honest. Alex D, good evening, buddy. Thought we looked really good, pressing high and with intensity. Yeah, I was quite impressed with the way we pressed. What was your thoughts?
Delighted with it, honestly, because we've lacked the press for so long. I think the very few times we did press and the likes of Rhys and Bullet, we'd win the ball back, we'd put opposition under pressure, they'd make a mistake and we'd pounce on it. Then we seem to stop doing it, so it's good to see it coming back. And especially in pre-season, because I think if you play high-intensity press to the front, it sort of builds your fitness quicker because you're demanding the body a lot more. Yeah. So that was great to see that. I thought they did a good job with the press. Like I said, I just think there's 1 or 2 little tweaks going to be made. I think we'll be sorted for the season now. I think I'm not too worried about
that. Bob Bank 27 says Tan paid them to kick us all game as a parting gift. I just want to touch up on that then, because obviously when you initially seen the fixture, you probably thought, who the hell are these? What benefit are we going to get out of this? And having watched the game, I think is going to be very much like what we're going to come up against most Saturdays this season, to be honest. A lot of teams are going to be physical. There's going to be lots of kicking here and there. And I thought it was a good fixture for us, I think.
Yeah, again, League One is going to be a thing of, now Ruben's on the ball, it's going to be, he's going to do his tricks now, and I'll leave a foot on him and I'll make sure he doesn't do it again. So you're going to have things like that all the time. So it builds their confidence up, knowing that if it happens, just keep going. And as a team, I mean, I think the second half might have been, there was one point where someone took Winter out, all of him shouting, it was just fuck off. Like, him getting loud, and you want to hear that. You want to hear him being vocal and demanding, which is massive, I think. But yeah, like I said, that's a great first game. I think they offer a lot of physicality, and I think it'll be more of a challenging game than Southend will, because Southend, I think, won't be at 100%, but this team look like they're still in the regular season, the team we played against looked like today. So that was brilliant, that was.
Yeah, fair play. Mark Cox, good evening. Paul, good evening, buddy. Decent run out for all. Things to work on defensively, but we'll improve as the games come thick and fast now. Early days. Yeah, agreed. Jonathan just needs a finishing touch from algorithm. You're not in one of them wind-up moves, John, you. Paul says, good evening, Matt and Rhys. Hope you're well, lads, and the people in the chat. Ruben was really good tonight. Is it just me, or does he look bigger and stronger this season? I think it's to do with his fake tan. Didn't you put something in the group earlier?
Yeah, I said it looks like the boys have played a joke at him and stopped his suntan lotion on for cooking oil or something. He was looking bronze, wasn't he?
Yeah. Good though. We'll come on to the players now. Good run out. That's all that matters. Sue says, "What a free kick." Evening, Jamie. Hope you're well, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Just what level are the Malaysian champions at, though? I couldn't tell you if I'm completely honest. I know they said they're in the Malaysian Champions League, was it, or something?
I don't think it matters the standard. I think as long as they showed up, and to be fair, they did. And again, even if they are like a lower standard, they probably played a club. They're thinking we can make a name against these, or if I have a good pre-season, I'm going to move to one of these clubs. So again, they put us. No, they got stuck in. They were tough. There was a few challenges which I think the referee had a hard job today, to be fair. And again, that's what you want for going to League One, let's be honest, because you're not going to get as much time on the ball as you did in the Championship. There's the pitch is going to be smaller, a lot less space. So that was perfect for us. So I don't think it's that bad. It's the standard.
He was card happy, man, for a friendly, wasn't he?
I've never seen 2 red cards in a friendly. Not like I think of, anyway.
No. We'll come on to that again in a bit. Sue says, Willock, I thought did well first half. Who was captain? I didn't really see anybody with a captain's armband, did you?
I don't think I noticed anyone with a captain. I just think it was a free... Just go out there, do your job, and the leaders will stand out amongst themselves, sort of thing, I think it was.
Yeah, agreed. Anon says, good to have a game which is aggressive. It's what let us down last season, being too soft. Gets them ready for a big season, 100%, buddy. Josh said he watched the whole game, thought Joel Colwell, Ruben Colwell, Tan, Lola, Capaccio, Bagan stood out and did well. Still think Darlin is lightweight. A better 6 needed with more bite. Decent run out. Fair comment, but so a little look. What else we got? Bob Banks says he was impressed with Sonoda for the 20 minutes he was on. Joel Colwell and King played well first half, as did Mafiko. Jeff says Ruben has defo beefed up. Atete has too. I thought that when I seen Atete wearing the 5 shirt. I thought he'd beefed up a little bit. Still at the deck once or twice, so I think. Lola looked very comfortable in the right back. He looks the real deal, so confident. I said that to you before we come on live, didn't I? I thought he was just looked so confident, and yeah, I think he's definitely one to watch for the future. Tim O'Brien, good evening, mate. Good exercise. Defence still needs work. Darlin still worries me. Lola looks class along with Fish. I just worry with Darland. I think I said in the WhatsApp group earlier that I just think he struggles for pace. If somebody gets past him, or I just think he's not the quickest at turning and getting back, is he?
No, he seems to be out of position quite often as well. He seems to go forward a bit too much, and we get exposed at the back, and you can see him. And again, he's quite weak as well physically. I mean, he was being bullied off the ball again. I thought, we said this last season, he was far too weak physically. I mean, he's got to toughen up. But again, we can't go another season to say it's the same thing. Hopefully it's just first game back. He's just, getting rid of the rustiness. Hopefully he comes fine. But yeah, I thought he was out of position. He was slow on the turn. He was weak. It does worry me slightly. I won't lie.
Lewis says Ruben was outstanding. Needs that every game now. Sue says James, I believe Chambers was captain as he took the Garland. Not sure about second half. Jonathan, as blunt as ever. I thought the opponents were crap.
But that sort of benefits us in a way, because again, if you're playing a great team, right, all you're going to do is pass the ball about, fancy football. When you're playing a team that's not at your level, maybe, or being disrespectful, they're going to just put 10 men behind the ball, hit you on a countdown, you've got to learn how to break teams down. So it's probably more of a chance for us to learn these things now as well. And again, they're going to get physical, they're going to leave foot in and stuff. So that's what we needed, to be fair.
Yeah. Bradley, good evening, buddy. Hope you're well. James says thanks to Sue's. Josh says touchline wingers are back, thank God. Infield left back, crafting overloads, good signs of more imagination. Last year was so flat. Some good balls from Chambers first half. I think it was a big. I think he played one from deep to Tanner out on the right, and I think Fish done the same second half for Kean Ashford. I think so. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come, but it's good. Go on.
No, as I say, it's just great to see wingers being wide and available in space. Because again, not to be critical of Willock, but when he plays, you notice he wanders and sort of drifts quite centrally. He doesn't offer much out wide. But Nayakawa, I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah,
I thought he hugged the touchline, and he found so much space and pockets of space. And Ruben was just finding him all night, didn't he? He was brilliant. He was. I think that's what you need: is wide play, stay forward, stay wide, offer space, get in behind the defence. Something we haven't had for a while.
Yeah. Jeff says we have got to get Lawler a 4-year contract. He looked as good as, if not better, than McGuinness in the 23-24 season. Dan Lowe, good evening, guys. Good workout for the lads. It was. Sean Collins, Darland is nowhere near physically able to cope with big strikers. He's unbelievable, weak, and is the slowest player I've seen. What else we got? Yeah. Josh says, agree, need to lock Lawler down. Contract-wise, I think that should be. Tan will now buy 4 of their players.
Do you see the lineup in the second half of them?
See you message something in there.
It was like Spanish name, Malaysian name, Spanish name, Matthew Thomas, Spanish name. I thought, where's he come from? Like, is he ex-Cardiff player or something, or what's going on there? Like,
don't know. Will Salah get banned? I'm not too sure how he works for pre-seasons and stuff. I think somebody put something in the group earlier, didn't they, saying he might miss the next friendly.
I don't think it might be six friendly. I don't think it matters for the league, simply because Cardiff can say, well, he's going to play the Oval game, he misses that. He's going to play the QPR game, he misses that. They can just do that, couldn't they? Arrange another pre-season and go, he wants to play that, but you have to miss that. So I don't think it works for the league.
Yeah, it's, like Mark says, hopefully he gets a transfer ban. But we'll come on to the sides. We'll talk about the sides once I filter through the comments. Tassonda will never play a competitive game for us, Mr. Injury Prone. I missed the injury to Sonoda. What was it, a bad end? Do you know, any idea?
Same year, I was trying to get the stream to start playing, so I was I think I missed it just as he went off. I put it on. It was mentioning someone came on for him. That's as far as I know. But again, it's not great here. Another injury yet again. I mean, how many times do we see this happen? We're signing players and they get injured. As they're coming back, they're up to the injured again. It's too much now.
Yeah, no, agreed. JT says nobody gets banned for pre-season games because red cards are so rare. Calm down, folks. How fit, in your perspective, watching the game, did the Cardiff boys look? I think it's hard when they'd only, in fairness, they only had 45 minutes, really, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're playing in the heat as well. You can see that when they come for the water breaks, they got towels on them to cool themselves down. That's difficult. I don't think it is a big thing at fitness level just yet. Obviously, you want to be fit, but when they start doing 60 minutes, 70 minutes, that's when you can judge it, I think, really.
Yeah. Jeff says Johor have won the Malaysian League for the last 11 years and their version of the FA Cup the last 3 years and their version of the League Cup the last 3 years. So they're pretty decent for a Malaysian team. Sue says young Jake mustn't beat himself up over the error. Learning curve, 100%. Hopefully there's enough experience around him, Sue, to kind of pick his head up. No doubt he will be disappointed, but at the end of the day, there was nothing on his experience. He learned from it, I think. And
credit to Darland as well, because as soon as it happened, he went over to him and checked up on him and told him to keep going, don't get down. All the other players walked away and left him, but Darland, had a few words with him, so that's good to see as well.
Yeah. Dan Lowe says it looked muscular. He walked off okay, tight hammy. It looked like not a good sign straight away, though, was it? Let's be fair. Just a knock. They took him off precautionary. Jason Jones, good evening. Just protective substitution. Matthew Thomas from Johor was born in Australia. A couple of people have said that. Jeff as well. Rhys Lasky, such a typical Cardiff end to a game. Yes, 100%, mate. I think that's been said once or twice. So let's dive back into the starting lineup then. Obviously, we knew it was always going to be a game of two halves, so to speak. There was going to be a team for the first half, a team for the second half. So we'll concentrate on the first half first. If I read the squad out, and then we can just have a quick thing on that then. So Horvath started in goals. Capaccio, Chambers, Sonoda, Mafiko, Joel Colwell, King, Ollie Tanner, Alex Robertson, Willock, and Atete. So anybody stand out there for you first half, or anybody you was disappointed with maybe?
I would say no one disappointed me today. I think it was just good run out. I think, like I said, Chambers put about 2 decent balls in. Tanner looked like he's been forced to do a lot more running, which is great. And to be fair, Atete closing down from the front, credit to him. I'll praise him when he deserves it. Willock, my only thing about Willock is he still seems to do it where he stops, cuts inside and tries to put the ball in that way. He never seems to want to beat his man at the wing. And that's a slight annoyance, but great to see Joel playing alongside like sort of Robertson, Chambers and stuff, because you've got to learn from the more senior players. I think that was massive for us. Not disappointed to see him, but I think it shows we need to keep it in now. Turner went off injured. Now it's a precaution in the end. Horvath is the only fit first team keeper we got right now because Alan because of the back injury, whatever it is. That's a concern for me though.
Yeah, I'd agree there. And yeah, agree with most of the points you said there. I think again something we discussed first half is some of the Salek getting red carded. We're going to come up against that a lot this year, I think, in League One. I think Joel Colwell picked up a silly yellow card. He clipped the heels of an attacker going forward. Yeah. So I know it's silly bookings like that. It's going to cost us in League One, I think.
The Joel one, though, I think it shows the desperate need of a real six. Because I think the first half, a few times we'd go forward, the two fullbacks would both push on. One pass would cut down time midfield in half and we'd expose the back. Yeah. And if you have a real number 6 there, he's shielding that back four, he's cleaning that sort of thing up. And I think we've seen it last year as well. Players will go forward, too much space in behind them, 1-2 passes, bang, teams are through on us. So I think Joel had to give that free kick away. I think, he had to take off the team there. But he shouldn't have to do it because there should be a 6 there who knows his position, knows his role, and shields them. I thought they were not too far forward, but we overloaded the attack and left no cover there. And I think that's what a 6 does. And I think that's what you need now.
Yeah. Eli King, what did you make of seeing him back in a Cardiff City shirt?
Again, it's good to see him back. I mean, the only thing is, though, again, you got Joel Colwell, Alex Robertson, David Turnbull, Callum Chambers. I think there's like 5 other players ahead of him in that position. Do you mean? So I'm probably thinking if the manager sees something there, maybe another loan. But it's getting to the point where you can't keep loaning players out. You either got to play them or sell them. But it's just good to have numbers at the minute because it's going to be a big season. So I think if he does bring a 6 in, you might see some like King leave, I think. Yeah, it is.
And let's be honest, the manager probably, he hasn't seen the first game or the second game, should we say. They had a lot of the boys had a run out against Merthyr on the weekend. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the manager makes of these pre-season games now, because at the end of the day, they're all fighting for a place in that squad, aren't they? And like I said, we haven't brought anybody in yet. But like I said, it's all about the players that are in the building at the moment, putting their hands up and showing that they are worthy to wear that shirt for us this season.
I think that's why you see a lot of youngsters going to Spain as well now, because I think it gives the manager a chance to see now what he's got in the reserve side, in the under-21 side. And if he thinks, look, this player is a year or two ready from doing what I need to do, I need to get a loan player in. So I think this is why a lot of them have gone. But yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. I think it's clear what we need, though. I think we do need a few positions strengthened. And I'm hoping that he knows that, and it's just a case now. Sinu's up to the challenge in pre-season. Yeah.
Atete, I think we touched upon it earlier, but it looks as if he's beefed up a little bit, do you think?
Yeah,
he's been doing the Rhys David Evans workout in the gym.
Fucking just sitting there, is it? 2 hours ago, I'm going home now. He has beefed up. It's nothing against him personally, but you look at him, he's a similar build to like sort of Salek. He's a big target. He's a sort of target man. You're looking to hold up the ball, bring others into play. I'm thinking if you've got that, there's two of them. You've got Callum Robinson, who's still there at the minute. Is he third in line? Isaac Davis is still there as well, who might play through the middle. Where's he going to fit in? And again, I think the club will probably look to get a striker in just as experience. So it's good to see him beefing up. I mean, he's not impressed me the last 3 years he's been there. I don't think he's done enough for me to warrant a 2-year contract extension. He didn't do much on loan last year in League One. I don't know. I'm not sold on him.
No. Before we talk about the second half, I'm just going to dive into the comments because there's loads in it. I'm just going to scroll back to where we were. Let's have a little look. The ref giving 2 red cards in pre-season game is wild also. Like, chill out, ref. Bloody hell. Says Rhys. Sounds like they would have beaten Man United. So City did well.
That's not really a standard, is it? Everyone could beat United these days.
Jonathan says Horvath made a save. Wales ladies are losing 3-1. I don't know if there's any change in accent going back on the comments. Rhys says, think BBM will get the best out of Ruben. I think he will fill him with confidence and tell him he's the main man. I think we will see a few more free kicks scored by him this year for us. Never forget that when he scored against QPR at Loftus Road a couple of seasons back.
I think we were playing QPR at home 2 years ago. And 90th minute, he had a free kick. And I just checking my phone to see if he scored or not. I was at the ground watching it, thinking, let me just check if he scored, not realising what I was like.
Yeah. Josh says, love that BBM has already profiled players in their right positions. Can't argue where anyone played and the roles they were asked to play. Ruben in midfield, both left back, comfortable coming in field. Sue says, Willock, they seem to put 2 on. Horvath doesn't look interested. He didn't look interested last year, Josh, in fairness. Yes. I think he got concrete in his boots. BBM out-drop Salek, typical City defence. BBM. Paul, unfortunately, Wales just won me a bet. Damn it. They're not betting against Wales, Jamie. Sorry, only just in. What was the score? Last I saw was 2-1. 2-2 it was. But seriously, the high press in leg one may catch us out a lot of long in League One. That should be, I think, may catch us out a lot of long ball in leg one. That's fried my brain. That'll have great.
I think high press League One. I think the pitches are smaller, so it's different. I think also the players will be fitter, so it'll be done better. I think it'll be more, done a lot better. Also, again, the long ball League One, if you've got a decent defence, they can see that and read it. That's where a proper 6 comes in as well. It will help shield it. So I'm not too concerned about it. The high press that we need, because not to say the quality isn't as high as the Championship, but if you put them players under pressure in League One, they're going to panic somehow, and they will look to just clear the lines. And again, you recycle the ball and go again on the attack.
Yeah. Do you think Joel Colwell will be with us or go on loan? I think it's similar maybe to what you mentioned about Eli King, depending on what we bring in. Would you agree with that? Is it the same kind of fit for Joel? Yeah,
it depends who goes out and who they bring in. You want these players to play as much football as you can, but you're then saying, is he going to start ahead of Alex Robertson? Is he starting ahead of Turnbull? And you're thinking the manager probably won't see it that way. So if it's a case of he plays 10 games for us or 40 games at Cheltenham, get him on loan. That'll do better. It'll be better for us down the road and for him down the road.
Yeah. Sean Collins, formation looks 3 on the ball, the left back moving into midfield. Looking at Giles, Bagan, moved the ball well. They were flying into tackles. Wingers being given the license to take on their men. BBM's unbeaten. Give him a contract extension. I don't think King goes out on loan this season. I think he plays Arsenal under 21s, Newport and Exeter.
But then, if he just plays them 3
there's
games...
There's a need for a big squad this year, though. That's the trouble, and that's what we've got to be careful of, that we send too many people out, then, we're asking players to play a lot of games.
It is. I was thinking now, we got Chambers, Robertson, Turnbull, King, Joel. There's 5 there. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one as well. So you probably have about 5 or 6. And if you bring someone in, there can be 6 or 7 players in one position. 1 or 2 can go on loan. You can rotate 5 or 6, for that. So I think that'll probably be the case, yeah. Lawler right back.
I thought he'd done very well, and we'll come on to the second half team now in a second. JT says, Tan has been on the Burger King diet. Any of the Malaysian opposition players any good? I wouldn't say they had anybody that stood out for me, to be fair.
No, I just think they were a team. What do you expect, really? They were in your face, trying to give a limited time on the ball, getting stuck in, even a foot in. You could see they wanted it, mind. You could tell that, when we scored, Ruben just sort of walks away casually as if he's done it all his life. When they scored, it looked like it meant a lot to them, do you mean? So...
long arms as well. I think they're talking about Dylan Lawler. People struggle to get around him. Sounds silly, but it's true for sealing out an attacker. The only time Matty went to ground, it took 3 players to do it. Is Tanner looking unfit still?
I think it's a case of he's been made to do a lot of running, I think it looks like, which is what he needs, I think. So again, we'll have a better idea first game of the season when he's out there 60 minutes on the pitch. If he looks like he's buggered again, it's just his levels. But if he can do the 90 minutes, then he's gotten better.
Yeah. Right, let's fly through these remaining comments. He got sent off for a bit of a challenge, Jim. No doubt the guys in the chat have caught up on it. Obviously, I'm working back on the comments. Yeah, there we go. All the guys are catching up. Lots of comments in here. I'm trying to work my way through. Hell of a free kick at QPR. Fair play. Yes, it was. 4-1 now, apparently. I think England won as well, didn't they? They battered Netherlands 4-0, I think.
I know they lost to France the other night, didn't they?
Yeah. Tanner looked nearly 2 stone overweight, Jamie. I didn't notice. I think it was difficult watching it on my laptop as well, to be honest. The screen's not as big, so I won't comment on that. Joel Colwell will stay 100%. Can tell the manager is liking to him. Could hear on the touchline. Lots of games as well, cup games, etc. Yeah, we just mentioned that. Jamie said he didn't bet against Wales. Just bet more than 3.5 goals. Good answer, but good answer. Bob Banks says, I think you've got to give Joel Colwell the chance to break through. I think plenty of games to play this season. If we lose 1 or 2 of the midfielders in front of him, we will need him. That's a good point, Bob Bank.
I hope we keep it. I hope he stays and plays 25 games this season. I just think it depends on who goes out and who comes in, really. Because again, if we bring another player in and don't get anyone gone, you kind of then look into the pecking order, going, there's him, and him in front of him. And at that point, you're thinking, you can get 40 games here or only 15 here. I'd rather get the 40 just for another season, like.
Yeah. We'll come back to that one now, Suze, when we talk about the team for the second half. Cheers, Jeff. Talking about Saleh. Jonathan says, we still haven't offloaded Hovarth and signed Bergstrom. No. Tanner, no way he looked overweight, says Jeff. Cast your laptop screen to TV. Yes. Hard when you've got 3 kids in the house wanting to watch Italian now as well, though, great. So I took myself away to watch it. How was the manager's mannerism on the touchline? Didn't really pan much. I think he was on the pitch at one point, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
I can remember.
On a chat with Winter, looked like.
Yeah.
And he was there trying to pull Saleh back. After Saleh got sent off, he was going for someone, wasn't he? So the manager kind of pulled him away from it and just told him to sit down. And it was good to see at the end as well. The manager was telling the players to go thank the fans in the stand.
Yeah.
That was great to see.
Yeah, I think fair play. And fair play to those that have travelled out to Spain. I think they did say on the comms that there's more expected on the weekend. So, yeah, for those that have travelled out, fair play to you. So the team for the second half then was Matt Turner, Dylan Lawler, Will Fish, Jesper Dahlin, Joe Bagan, David Turnbull, Wintle, I can never pronounce this guy's name, Nayakawa, Ruben Colwell, Ashford and Salih. I don't think they made as many changes, did they, as what we did, and I think we looked a lot sharper than what they did. Obviously, with fresh legs coming on straight away, and then obviously to score a goal within the first 2 minutes of the second half. I thought, we really took it to them. I thought the first 10, 15 minutes of that second half.
Yeah, I think
we probably could have had 2 or 3, couldn't we? In fairness,
I'm going to say Salih should have put 1 or 2 away. There was 1 or 2 little things I wouldn't say unhappy about, but like set piece, for example, in a corner. Salih was the only one in the box. Everyone else stood outside the box, tried to make a run in there. But no one seems to run anywhere with direction. They sort of just push forward, and it's like a big clump, and it's easy to defend against. So set pieces...
That's not something new, that's not, is it? Let's be fair. That's something we've struggled with for quite a while. We go back 2 or 3 seasons, a lot of our goals come from set pieces.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, we don't score many goals. We don't score many goals in general, let alone goals from set pieces.
That was something not worried me, but annoyed me. And again, I think at one point we were on the attack, and Nayakawa had the ball right down side. They're thinking, right, brilliant, put a ball in the box. The camera pans to the box. Salih's in there. Then you got, I think it was the midfielder, the right back, and then Salih had left the box. He'd come forward. So all 4 of them again were on the corner of the pitch, passing the ball back and forth. And it's an issue we've had previously. He was just thinking, like, just one of them get the ball wide, put it in the box, and have runners in the box now. Get bodies in the box. But they all seem to be outside there playing the ball a bit more. But again, it's just a pre-season friendly. It's just get fitness in the legs. But Nayakawa did impress me, I won't lie. I think he found pockets of space. His positional awareness was outstanding. He timed his runs.
Linked up well with Ruben. Ruben found him out wide a couple of times, in fairness.
And I think this might benefit Ruben now, because again, last season, we'd say Ruben held on to the ball too long. But I think that's partly because you look ahead of him, right, and there's El Ghazi always offside. He was always starting in offside positions, so they're making runs. Nayakawa was like a yard or 2 deeper, starting the run, and then the ball was finding him into space and stuff, which I think would benefit both of them, which was brilliant. Ashford, again, he was on the left-hand side, getting past his man, putting balls in. He could have had a goal. I just think we looked dangerous with the ball going forward. I think it's better. I think there's a lot more that can be done, but you just think if we can work on 1 or 2 things, we've got a solid side for League One, I think.
Yeah. I want to go back to Jesper Dahlin. I think a couple of people have said about how he was weak, he gets brushed off. I thought at times he ran from deep with the ball. He took the ball forward he looks quite comfortable going forward with the ball, which is a positive, isn't it? But then I suppose he needs to tighten up on his defensive. But to have a centre half who's comfortable to run 20, 30 yards with that ball at his feet is only going to be a positive thing for us, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think you get the best of him then with the 6 there, because the 6 will slowly drop back a little deeper and cover that big gap he's left. Because you've seen it a few times. So once the ball left his feet, they would just put the ball up and over into space and get in behind him, and he's not got the pace to get back, and he's not. Yeah. And we chase the shadows at that point. I thought once or twice he looked like just hold the ball up now, use your strength, hold up the ball, keep the man off him, and then they were just bullying him a bit. I don't know what it is there. I don't know if he looks his looks fail to deceive, if that makes sense. Like, he looks like a big lad, but maybe he's just not strong enough. But he's got to work on it. And we said it all last season. He's got to work on his strength, and it's ridiculous, honestly.
What was your thoughts, going back to Suze's comment, what was your thoughts on Ryan Wintle again, back in a Cardiff City shirt?
He looked like he was playing a bit of a 6, because he was dropping deeper to pick the ball up. But I wouldn't say he was covering a lot as a 6. He was going forward as well. He was very vocal. You could hear him on the TV, shouting, which is good. Is he the 6th of the season? I don't know. I'd like to think you could get better, and that's the thing I say. You always want the best. No, you could have a 20-goal striker, but if you can get it to 25-goal striker, you want that. I mean, so you always want better and better. Hopefully, the manager can work with him and get the best out of him. Is he? I don't know. I'm still scratching my head over him or not. I can't decide yet.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it'll be interesting to see the format now Saturday. I would imagine it's going to be quite similar to what it was today. They probably one team first half, another team second half. I don't know. I haven't seen anything, but I would imagine that will be the case, really. But we shall see.
One thing I want to bring up as well, it confused me again, right? Goal kicks, right? Horvath passes it 2 yards to a centre-back to lump it forward. I don't understand it. Why just have the keeper lump it forward? Why doesn't he just lump it forward? If that's the plan, why have we got to pass it to have the defender lump it forward? And why are we passed it back again like last year? That's what cost us so much last year. As if he hasn't learnt. And we've seen the goalkeeper coach last year screaming at Horvath just to kick it. And it seems he's reverted back to just past it 2 yards to watch it get lumped at the field. Every time he did tonight, I was just sitting there getting angrier and angrier. Like, it's fucking annoying.
But is that something he's been coached to do? Surely if, Gavin Ward is on the touchline, I know it happened a couple of times last year. Like you said, Gavin Ward's vocal on the touchline, but to do it in the first pre-season game and then, I don't know. I'm not a goalkeeper coach, wouldn't thing, but like you said, it's just, I don't get it either.
If you do pass the back and we keep that passing going, that's one thing. But he passes it literally just 2 yards to the centre half, who lumps it along. And I think, well, why can't the keeper just lump along then? I don't understand why he just doesn't kick it up there. Yeah, it makes it's just pointless.
Yeah. Josh says Ruben and Joel Caldwell will stay to play similar roles. Robertson or Turnbull will leave for me. We need a keeper. Get another box-to-box midfielder in. Gayabi. We need a big athletic 6 for sure. I don't know if Ruben and Joel are similar players to me. I don't know. I thought Ruben Caldwell was outstanding tonight when he came on. The first goal when he used his strength, didn't he? He was having his shirt nearly pulled off his back. A couple of other runs, couple of touches. I thought he was outstanding again for me.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant again. I think Joel played at number 8. I saw a 10 at Cheltenham and he was playing the season for him. That's how good he was. Same position as Ruben plays. But he could be a different kind of 10. I mean, he could be a different ball. Ruben could be a ball carrying 10, or he could be just someone who picks the passes and stuff. I mean, so again, it all depends. He could play an 8 as well. That's a good thing about Joel.
Jeff says Winter looked good to me tonight. A couple of really good long balls, and he's now passing forward. Josh says goalkeeper, left centre back, a 6, box to box centre midfield if Turnbull leaves. All needed. Would like a winger and striker as well, depending on where Robbo plays. Might use Robbo out wide like Willock. I don't think that, my personal opinion, I don't think that is Robbo's best position, but who knows? I'm not a Football League manager.
I'd take Callum Grant back for the left-hand side, I would. I think it'll suit this kind of play as well. If you are having a full-back overlapping, you do need a hard-working winger, and I think he'd suit that to the T. Callum Grant all day long.
I see Cedric Keepray is apparently going to Ipswich in here. Do you ever see that today?
4.5 million if he get promoted or something, isn't it?
I'm not sure. He's apparently going on loan and then for you to buy them, possibly. Sue says, I thought Simon Wintle-Jeff looks happier already. Ian, good evening, buddy. Lola impressed me, especially out of position. Jamie says, I call him Winter, but I think Wintle has potential. Josh says, Lola's a shout for right back now for sure. Might not need one if Lola and Capaccio are competing. Jeff says, Ruben now has outlets left and right with Naka, Yawa and Ashford. Josh says, agree, Matt Darland does carry the ball well, may be suited in another position. Switches off too much for me and lightweight. maybe they'll move him to centre midfield with Callum Chambers.
He'd probably suit a back five, if anything, because he could go forward with the ball and have the cover behind him already there. But I just think if you do play him in a 4 at the back, you do need a proper 6 ahead of him. And again, like we said, all the midfielders were earlier. I forgot to name Wintle in that list as well. For 2 positions, you've got like 6 players now competing for 1 spot each, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, I think the manager might want to bring 1 or 2 in, so...
Did Chambers play well, or was he a pedestrian? I don't think he did anything wrong, did he? In fairness, played a couple of good balls forward.
Yeah, I don't think no one played... You can't say anyone played bad, and again, it's hard to say, because we've had pre-seasons where we look brilliant, and then we start the season and we look an absolute shambles, so it's really hard to tell. I think we need... Until the opposition quality gets better, and it's later on in pre-season, you can't really tell, because you'll notice in 60 minutes if they start... making sloppy balls, sloppy passes, out of position, not tracking back right. You'll notice more than you will.
Yeah. Can Capaccio play as a defensive midfielder?
If he's athletic enough and run about a bit, you could always give him a go. I mean, the cup games are coming up. So, the best time to try these things is now pre-season or in the cup games against, League Cup first round and stuff.
Yeah. Jeff says Matt Turner didn't give me heart attacks, better with the ball at his feet. Josh says a 6 is such an important position in a single pivot as well. Arguably needs to be a standout player.
Yeah. This is why it works. I mean, this is what the best teams in the world have. And Barcelona, Busquets. City got Rhodri, who plays in that 6 now and again. I mean, they got a fucking Declan Rice for Arsenal, who always pushed forward a bit more. But Zinchenko could do it. I mean, the best teams have the top 6. So Chelsea and Makelele, the right number 6. Let's let everyone else play the game. I mean, Kante, what a player he was there. They got that position spot on. It allows others to go forward and have a bit more freedom, and you get the best of the other players then.
Jamie says, how were we playing out from the back? ? Is it a BBM thing or not? I think it's something we tried doing last year, wasn't it? And it kind of got scrapped then towards the end of the season because we just couldn't do it.
But like today said, today's confusing because I know BBM said he wants to play from the back, but then you see the keeper passed it 2 yards for the defenders lumping long. I'm just going long ball, yeah. It's just a bit confusing at that point. I don't understand that bit. It might just be to get the ball long and just put them under pressure, maybe, but I don't understand why the keeper has to pass it. Again, I say 2 yards. It probably wasn't even 2 yards. Taps with his foot and then just gets lumped forward. Just get the keeper lumping forward. I don't see the need otherwise.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Jonathan says, Horvath can't play football. No good with his hands or his feet. Josh, I hope to God we get a keeper in who can play out and kick the ball properly. Horvath gives me the shakes. He gives us all the shakes, buddy. BBM wants it played out from the back. He has said so. Oh. Maybe we could sell Horvath to a baseball team. Jonathan says, Giabi can play 6 or further forward. He's strong. Only 6'5". Jamie says, but visually, did we play out from the back successfully as in comparison to last season? What's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't say we... I mean, you couldn't really say we played more successfully past at the back today. We didn't really do much with it. I just think you've got to wait until it's game 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's all learning, innit? I think whatever they've been doing in training now is, trying to be put into practice now in these warm-up games, and not everything's going to come off straight away. Again, it's about being patient, and as Cardiff fans, we're not the most patient people in the world, but I think we've just got to give them time.
Well, you usually see in the first 3 games, it's 45 minutes each. And then after that, you start seeing the first 11 come together and sort of get 60 minutes in, 70 minutes in, and then it slowly builds up that way. So we'll have a better idea now, closer to when the season starts, which is obvious, but it's hard to say right now.
Yeah, no, agreed. Jamie says, watching the game, what would you say right now is our weak spot? And yes, I know it's only game 1, but where did we seem the weakest?
I would say 6. I think you've seen it. The players got forward, the full-backs got forward, and all of a sudden you lose the ball on one pass and it was 2 against 3 or 3 against 3. There was no cover at the back. Joel took a yellow card for just protecting the team, really. I think a 6 protects that back line and offers the players to go forward. So I think that was the biggest issue for me. Again, keeper-wise, I think that was a worry because, not because of Horvath, nothing, but I think the second half, if Matt Turner is your second choice keeper right now because of injuries, then he goes off injured and then you're bringing on a very young, inexperienced keeper. I think it shows a real lack of depth there. I think because we normally have 2 senior pros, 1 youngster, and them 3 can rotate if needed. But when you got 1 senior player and 2 youngsters and 1 goes off injured, then you are quite short on numbers in that regard, I think.
Yeah, he's a small keeper as well, isn't he, in fairness to him?
Yeah, he did seem quite...
Yeah, and I think we touched upon it at the beginning. Obviously, it was a bit of a mistake at the end. He was a bit hesitant coming out for the ball when he wasn't sure if the defenders were going to try and clear it. And obviously, he cleared it, hit Will Fish in the head, I think, and obviously the attacker tapped it in. But fingers crossed he picks his head up and he'll have another bash at it. Most important thing, there was no injuries to key players.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, nothing comes out overnight. And
this is it now because, again, after one game, they might be coming on a high now or feeling good. And tomorrow, day after, that's when the little tangs and pwangs start to pick up and the hamstring might be a bit sore or the calf might be a bit tight. So the next 2 or 3 days now are going to be vital for recovery, I think.
Yeah. Jamie then asks, what did you think our strongest attributes were?
On the attack, I thought we looked dominant. I thought the wide players stayed wide. We got the ball down. We passed it out. We put the ball in the box, which was a good day. I think we do need to get more bodies in the box. I think there's a bit more. They looked a bit more free, if that makes sense. They didn't seem as rigid. Players are making runs and players are finding positions and dropping deeper if they had to. It looked a bit more fluid on the attack. So there's that. Again, one game is harder because we might play a total different formation now against Southend, play a different brand of football, and look like a total different team. So it's always difficult to go from one game.
Yeah. A nasty but technical and press-resistant 6 that covers ground and protects the back line. Please drive.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be very... what's the word? You got to be mobile. Make sure you can get around the pitch, like.
Yeah. Jeff says we were far better playing out from the back. Most definitely so. I was impressed. Sean says I'd retrain King as a centre half. He has the height. John says, Josh, in League One, we will come up against a lot of low blocks. Having someone like Yabi there who can carry would be massive in breaking the low block. Yabi looked good, mate. I agree. Just in the other role for me. I think he'd be wasted a bit in deep still roar as well. We've still got Alnwick mind. Not at the moment, though, Jeff. I don't think he travelled. He didn't go to Spain at all, did he?
Because of back problems. But like I said, that's the problem. As it stands, you've got 1 senior pro fit and 2 youngsters, where normally we got 2 senior pros. I think that shows a bit of a lack of depth there, because if Alnwick is out, he could get long term. You've got no cover, so you're hoping they're looking at another keeper. Worst case scenario, like, do you mean?
Yeah, nothing confirmed yet, mate. Just Chinese whispers regarding Diaby. Jonathan, bear with me. BBM will also already know Gabi's strengths and weaknesses very well. Yes, he's very raw, but that's how he could be available. If he was the finished article, he would be a regular for Leeds. So are we looking to get him on loan, or is he up for... Are we looking to buy him? I'm not too sure.
Either or, I think. If we can buy a young player, we've got to now look at players rather than what they can bring to us, but what we can sell them on for if we develop them right. Because if we do that, I think long term it's going to benefit us as well. And again, the players look at us then as a club to go to kick on their career as well and help develop them. That's how we got to see things, I think.
Yeah. So what would you say Saturday then? Do you think it'll be more of the same, more minutes and more minutes in the legs for the players? Do you think it'll be very much the same as what it's been tonight, 2-11s?
Yeah, so I think it'll be two different teams, 45 minutes each. But I think what I'll do is there'll be a bit of a mix-up. So some of the players tonight will be on, say, Team B and vice versa, just to get players used to working with with each other, and to see which players work together, which players don't work together. I'd like to see Robertson and Turnbull together to see how they get on. I want to see Joel and Ruben together, see how they get on together. So I think you might see a bit of that. You might also see one or two not play at all because, again, muscle soreness, tightness, or one or two might be forced to play 60 minutes, and someone else gets 20, 30 minutes. I think it's a big ask, mind, for the first pre-season on a Wednesday and then the second on a Saturday. That's a big ask straight away, that is. Because you don't want to overdo it so quick, do you mean? And playing in the heat as well, and they're training in the heat.
They've only played 45 minutes, man. They'll be all right. Yeah, they'll be fine, man.
You hope so, but it's going to be a long season ahead, so you do want them to... I think it should have been Saturday or Tuesday, an extra day off, maybe a Tuesday, Sunday.
A couple of jugs of sangria tonight now, and they'll be right as rain comes Saturday, man.
In the pool now tomorrow with it, Lilos. It's sorted.
Yes. Suze has put a comment in regards to a keeper we've been linked with, something Harrington. I think Si mentioned something the other night. I don't know too much about this individual myself. Is this something like, is he from non-league?
Is that the Fleetwood keeper, is it?
Possibly.
The Welsh lad. I've not seen much of him. I don't really follow League 2 or League 1 before now. So I wouldn't say I'm aware of him. But we've had his other keepers been named. And again, I said it's the side of the night. The only disappointment is that every team normally has proper scouting networks. We seem to just look what's available around us rather than further afield. Birmingham signed Kyogo tonight. What a striker that is for them. Like, Bob from France.
Who's that?
Kyogo.
Who's he signed for?
Birmingham City.
All right.
So he was at Celtic a few years ago, and to be fair, he was brilliant. But they've been aware of the France looking at players. Swansea have scouting network up in Spain and Portugal. You'd hope we get something like that, and you can find some of these players.
Yes, agreed. I still think he'll bring somebody in on loan as a goalkeeper, one of the young academies from the Premier League. But yes, we'll have to wait and see. Right, guys, we are going to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. So if there is anything else you want to ask regarding tonight's game or anything else coming up, I think Rob's back tomorrow with the Flower Hour. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Me and Rhys are obviously back on Saturday. Another game to discuss. I'm guessing it's going to be very similar, as we mentioned, like tonight. Hopefully, we can all try and find a link now for it for Saturday. Otherwise, we're paying for it again. But yes, all good. All good. Yes, Jason Jones, I've heard that as well. Sean Morrison's going to be working with the academy. Has
he been hired to do it? Because I know he was doing it on a volunteer basis previously, wasn't he?
I'm not too sure, but let's be honest. If there's an opportunity there for him to have a job there, it's a no-brainer for me.
We've got some great people working at the academy, mind. Raider Johnson. It'll be Sean Morrison now. We've got Darren Purse. Some big ex-centre halves out there who work with the academy. And again, you see the fruits of it coming through now, let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Jamie says, let's have a little look. You can't have 3 senior keepers in League One. The only division that does that is the Prem due to being able to pay. Not going to have more than 2 in League One.
That's what I think. I think Horvath will go this summer, if I'm honest, too. I think Horvath will go and we'll bring one in. And it'll be up to the new keeper and Dan Rickton to battle up for the number 1 spot.
Josh says, cheers for hopping on, chaps. Enjoyed that. Enjoy your evening. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, lads. Great show as always. And cheers to those in the chat from Paul. What's the Flower Hour? Do you want to answer? Go on, I'll let you answer that.
It's the second best show on this channel. This is honest.
I knew that would.
It's spelled the fleur, as in like the fleur de lis. It's spelled fleur, but it's pronounced flower hour. It's normally Rob and Matt it is, and they just talk whatever you want to talk about, and it's great. It's a good laugh. The banter's normally brilliant.
I think that's where, it's where I started doing podcasts with Rob, really, and it's kind of moved on from there then. But it's I don't know what the plan is for tomorrow. I don't know what the plan is, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see who he's on with. Remind me to drop a message in the chat after and find out what the plan of attack is. But be rest assured there will be somebody on your screens tomorrow night to talk randomness about. But all good. Before I go, if anybody's tuning in tonight and you're not a member and you would like to become a member for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can join Cardiff City World via the link on the YouTube channel, or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen. You can join then via acepodcastnation. All members have access to the WhatsApp group. You have access to early access to tickets to the live events, and it obviously helps the channel to keep providing content 7 days a week. So any support you can give is much appreciated. I'm going to have a look at these comments now about the flower hour. Jamie, it's an hour with flour. We can't get anyone to take Hovarth. Even Luton don't want him. Yeah.
There's always a team out there. Again, if we got the boys buying players like Kanga, I guarantee there's a club out there that'll buy anyone, and we just got to find them.
Yeah. Jonathan says, it's where Rob gets incredibly drunk and answers questions wrong in a quiz. I don't think he's done too bad in the quiz, mind, in fairness. The ones that we did do, that's kind of died a death, mind.
Yeah, there was a quiz night a few months back, and it was, I think he asked the question, which current championship team won or was relegated to the Premier League during this season? He named 4 teams, only one was a championship team. So the obvious answer was the championship team. So, but I think it was Syed had written the questions for him, so I'm not sure who was that.
Is Rob still alive? Can't wait. Yes, he's very much still alive, mate. I used to work near Fleur de Lis. Where did you work to, buddy? It's literally 5 minutes away from where I live. Jamie, Rob. They want him back. Yes, near Blackwood, correct, buddy. You're right. Graham, topic for you. Funniest thing you've seen at a game?
Oh.
Do you want me to go first? I got to go then.
If you want to, I'm trying to think of something now.
I went to watch Crew Alexander with my dad when I was probably 13, 14. And half-time, I can't remember what the score was, but we went down to get food and that at half-time. And there was a guy in front of me. I think I might have told you this story. There was a guy in front of me. He asked for 2 pies and 2 bottles of Coke. So when the woman put the 2 pies and 2 bottles of Coke on the counter, he said, "Oh, can I have another bottle of Coke?" And as she turned around to go and get another bottle, he picked up the 2 pies and the 2 bottles of Coke and just buggered off. Didn't pay for a thing. So as a 13, 14-year-old, I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think how to word mine now, getting into trouble. So three friends went to a football match together and got absolutely drunk and went fancy dress. And it was a playoff game, it was. And this team lost to Reading in the playoff game. And these 3 friends in fancy dress, one of them was so drunk he doesn't spoke Cardiff. He spoke one of the rivals, not Swansea, a London team we'll call it.
Millwall. We all know who it is now.
So this person in his seat pissed where he was standing. He pulled it out and pissed on the seat. The guy in front of us looked at his son and went ballistic on his son, thinking he spilled his Coke everywhere. Told him he'd had a fucking titful and dragged him out the stadium and took him home. This was 10 minutes into the game. And I just remember being absolutely buckled at that. I couldn't stop laughing at it, honestly. So we've seen some things over the years, mind.
Yeah, it's all good. The away games as well are a much better atmosphere, and it's gonna be some travelling next year for those that do go away. I think I done 5 or 6 away games last year, and yeah, when you look at it this year, it's going to take some doing this year. And, I know people who go away every game, and fair play to them, because that's one hell of a commitment, isn't it?
I do remember I did Birmingham 2 years ago, and I went up there with a Brummie girl I know, and the police separated us and questioned her to make sure she wasn't a Birmingham fan trying to start trouble. Then asked me how we knew each other and stuff, questioned us. And then the stewards are doing the same thing as well, because the accent and stuff. There was that. To be fair, I love away games. The atmosphere is different, and it's just a different vibe.
Yeah, 100%. Right, we shall love you and leave you. Thank you all for tuning in. It's just taken us over the hour mark, so much appreciated. As always, very grateful for everybody in the chat and the comments. If you can like and share all over your social media platforms, that would be much appreciated. If you do want to go on and leave a comment after the video's gone live, that helps us out a lot as well. And if you're not a member, become a member. Join the Ace Nation Barmy Army, whatever we call it nowadays. Ace Podcast Nation Barmy Army. It's kind of
1927 club.
Yeah. Happy days. Over and out. No star power.